Happy Junk Journal July 2026 UK. A partnership between Be Happy Stationery and Lindsay at the Vintage Button. And I would like to just say cheers to the 31st of July and 31 days of prompts. Happy to have you here. So, calm heart. That's the prompt for today. And I'm going to do a flip through of the entire, very large book. It's a double accordion book because there's a cover on both sides. Journal. That's what I'm calling it anyhow. I've made multiple of these. See, this is a regular size one. And you can see they all have a spine in the middle and the two accordions, whether it's this one, whether it's this one, or whether it's this one. And there's more, but these are the ones that I've been working on. This was Easter, and it's in a old Reader's Digest book. This was a book that was on my mom and dad's shelf when I was growing up, and I've used the pages, and it's an accordion, and it folds out this way. But from the outside, it looks just like any other book on the shelf, as does this one. Even though this is made from a book board, but not an actual book cover, I covered it with fabric. So it has a spine, it has two accordions, and this is a regular size of book. But this is immense. It really is. I wanted to see how large I could get it, and it's large. So the pages, if I were to pull out a ruler right now, for example, the pages are just a little over 8 inches in width, and they are 12 inches in height. And you've got 2 sets, and each set has a side, and I'll show you how it unfolds, to hold them together so that they'll fit on a shelf. That's the back. This is the front with the cover. Oops, I don't know if you can see the spine, but it'll sit on the shelf just like any other book. Obviously a large one, but it still looks like a book from the outside, and it's an accordion on the inside. My plan is to do a tutorial on how to make this, but that's upcoming. Within this Junk Journal July double accordion book journal, I have smaller journals. Like this one is like a tiny signature. And it was paperclip. I did a whole set of 10 clever ways to use paper clips. That was one of the prompts. Paperclip. It's on there somewhere. There, 17. I didn't put the dates on. This is a paperclip, holding it on. So I did different ways to use paper clips. This one was handwriting, favorite pen. I said to you, dear friends, I'm preparing a table with all the good china. Won't you join me? We can have a cup of tea together. And a few people talked about joining me with a cuppa or some mocha. And I was just thrilled with the idea that even though we're virtual, even though we're not in the same spot, we can share some fellowship, some time together, even if it's virtual. Okay, so paperclip did 10 options of that one. And this was tea stain. This is paper that's been tea stained. So that was tea stain right there, day 4. Let's keep going. Now this, we'll go on this side first, the right-hand side. It unfolds in 2 different ways. An accordion will unfold this way, and it will also unfold this way. So 2 sides. Let's start here. This is print. And print, day 3. I watercolored this because that was one of the things I wanted to try this month, watercoloring, and I did. I'm not sure I'm necessarily all that great, but I tried. And then I stamped with a rubber stamp and ink onto the watercoloring. So that was print. This here was sun shadow and pressed leaf. And this was a eucalyptus leaf. I did that a few days ago on the 28th and just did the outline shadow wise. And then the outline was done in watercolor pencil. You can check out my video from the 28th if you're interested. And then the other part of it was pressed leaf, but we'll come to that. This is found scrap. You know, the stuff that goes on the floor and you're not quite sure what to do with it? I put it on here. My husband, he comes in and he likes to sweep, so he'll sweep up my craft room floor and he'll just put the stuff on top of the table, knowing that I like to use things that might be on the floor, like my tea packaging. This was from Amity Bloom. I had purchased some of her bloom tape, and so they were on the floor and I picked it up along with this die cut hope, found scrap. That was that one. Found scrap, day 5. Inside was old envelope. Now this is paper from the 1890s, encyclopedia paper that's so brittle you look at it and it crumbles. So I covered it with paper napkin, and now it's an envelope. See, something can go in the top. And this is another envelope that was a mailer. And I have some of Sandra's digitals inside. Tore it and did it like a little booklet. And this is circles that I made into a place just to put the little booklet. So we had found scrap and old envelope there. So that was that day. Now, here is packaging scrap and that packaging tag. I made that from an old box, covered it with Sandra's digitals, and I even have a little tag there from the same box. And it has a little window. I had fun with different things. So I have these belly bands here, and they can hold more. As you see, this is held on with paper clips, and there's a reason for that. I watercolored 2 watercolors. See? Not that they're that great, but it was a part of my practice for this month. And then I scanned them so that I could offer them to you. One of them is the Pebbles, and it's for one of the prompts. I don't know which one. I put it behind here. A bit of string. On each of these, I put a little bit of the embroidery floss that I used when I was slow stitching. This is called chicken scratch, and the reason it's called that is it's a form of slow stitching that is done on gingham, whatever color, but it's using the squares in the gingham as marking your spot. So I've been practicing that, watercolor and slow stitching. We have Calm Heart, that's today. And these are the clusters that I made. And I made them so that, see, it's on a little square. I can just pull it off and use it somewhere else. And each one has an encouraging word, the snipped word. This one says, you can pause and keep showing up. That's the calm heart kind of statements I want to make in this book. Next page was Dottie Doo, simple stitch of great creative value. And they were all the prompts along the way of great creative value. That's you, doing things with you, being encouraged by your statements and your comments, your ideas. I really appreciate that. That helps my creativity. And on the back of this card are the names of the people that left me comments. So I'm very thankful to do things with you. You are of great creative value to me. This is Simple Stitch. This here is Dottie Doo. I watercolored this and then I removed circles of the watercolor so you can see the white underneath. And then I have this. See? It's a spinner. And these are the tea bags. My husband drinks Tetley tea. This is what's in the cup here. And it has round tea bags. So I use them all over the place. And then someone suggested in the comments that I make these into petals. And I thought to myself, brilliant. Oh, of great creative value. That's what we are to each other. Helping each other. Suggesting things that my eyes didn't see, but hers did. And then someone else said I should put it on the brad on the middle. That fits there well. Looks like it is supposed to be there. So there's this side of this journal. And then there's this side. Now, this one, paper bag. I went for a little outing with my husband to a tea shop. This is the bag they gave me fortuitously. Isn't that fun? Tiny doodle. I did a bunch of doodles. And there are more. There are more. There's doodles that way and doodles not there. That was something else. I forget what that was. It'll come. It'll come. But I'm keeping them in here along with the ones that I pasted to the page. Then we had Summer Snippet. Summer Snippet. Where is that one? There it is. Day 18. And I made this. Do you see how it comes apart? You can write in here and write on here. And it's the digital with a little flower, with a tea bag holder packaging, some slow stitching, the chicken scratch, piece of lace, and a little label. That's one of the digitals from Be Happy Stationery from Sandra. So that worked out really well. I was very pleased with that. And then more of these clusters, because I use them for multiple days prompt. So same method that I used, cool water. That was me doing the watercoloring and providing a free background paper for you if you want it. It's on my Ko-fi site, which is, the link is in the description. Here's some more. And did I put the, nope, I didn't. That's okay. And my idea with these, I think I mentioned, I'm not sure, is when there's something that I want to put a cluster in future projects, I can just remove them and take them with me. So, you're not alone. Peace is possible. The digital even has blank ones. You can put your own in. You belong here, and I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for cheering me on by tapping the like button. It's okay. How many times would it really feel good to hear from somebody that it's okay? This too will pass. It's okay. Rest is allowed. You matter. Yes, you do. You do matter. So this is a part of day 31, our calm heart. Find some statements that you really like. Write them out on little labels or great big pieces of paper and calm your heart. So that is the right-hand side of this double accordion book journal. And it holds multiple prompts. There, found the word. Okay, let's move on to the left-hand side. Our first day was relaxed. And that's what Lindsay and Sandra wanted us to do this month. Relax. Enjoy our crafting. And I really did. I have to say, this month was difficult for me in some personal areas. And being able to craft, being able to talk to you every day, focused on making a video with the prompts, it really helped me. It did. So I made this pocket. I made 30 of them, actually. I only used a few, but that's okay. I'll use them for other things. But it's the perfect pocket to put in. This is a little dangling piece. And a pretty little wax seal with some bubbles. And one of those tea bags, because I knew I was going to do a lot with tea and my teacups. Every day I've had a different, not each day, I had different teacups often. Let's go in this direction. This one here is a labyrinth. Now there's a difference between a labyrinth and a maze. A labyrinth, there's one way to get in, and you can, even though you're going all the way around, there's no dead ends. You'll eventually find yourself in the center. It's a chance to be meditative while you walk. And if you do some Googling around your area, you will find some labyrinths that have been set out. I think I found 6 of them in the area I live in, and I didn't know it. So this is for the prompt. Garden find. Because I was imagining that there were a garden of flowers, and I'm walking through the flowers, and all of a sudden there's this labyrinth on the ground. You can watch the video I made for Garden Find and see some photos of me in my first experience of a labyrinth, which was in a courtyard, and the labyrinth was done in stone. So, labyrinth or maze. Maze, you get lost in, there's dead ends. It's hard to find your way out. I prefer the idea of a labyrinth. It's really got me interested. And yeah. Now this I completed in June. And I suppose it doesn't really go with any of the prompts. I have a whole video just on this. It's made with Sandra at Be Happy Stationery. Her digitals, and it's the concept of dreaming of the sea and ocean. Ocean is my place of calmness, my place to relax. So I was happy to do that. And this is some more of that slow stitching as a belly band. Holds it in there perfectly. Here we are. More of these clusters. And this one was for the prompt, rough texture. Rough texture was the sandpaper, the burlap, the book page with texture paste. Each of them have it. So, and this one here is for snipped word. Again, the words, you can get a copy of this for yourself. It's available for free on my Ko-fi site. So let's go back to the calm heart. Give yourself grace. You are safe. You are valued. Yes, you are. I value you. There's always new grace in the morning. Grace for today. This is Dream of the Sea. You are seen. I liked the idea of the lantern. You're seen. Hope. There's always hope. Go through the door. Hope. Yeah, so I can pull these off and use them in other projects. Okay, that is one side of this left accordion. Let's look at the last side. Just going to tuck this in here. This is for Flower Show. Flower Show. Where was Flower Show? Now each of these prompts have a video that go with it. Do you see Flower Show? Am I just missing it? Flower Show 8, day 8. And I made this circle pocket. It has 2 pockets with a teacup on it. And this was from a magazine that I've been keeping for this. It was a tea time magazine. And I pulled out all the different images that I really liked and made a collage from a simple magazine. I enjoyed that very much. Next, so here is book scraps. This is a simple signature made with book pages in a box. I have a craft room where I keep things in boxes with lids. So I just pulled out some boxes with lids. So book scraps, that was, where was it? Book scraps, right there, day 14. But I did something more. I did simple circle, deep breaths. And that was where I had pictures from that magazine of tea. And then I used all my different, more than 10 writing tools, mixed media tools, and did circles. You can find that video on the playlist. It has reviews. I talked about each one that I'm using, why I liked it, why I didn't, why I would use it again, or why I wouldn't. So, yeah, this was in the book scraps and simple circle. Then I made a pouch, pocket of lace to keep it in. This here is a paper bag. I kind of did a paper bag also for this. And inside is my soft pencil slow line drawings of teacups, which I have to say, even though I watercolored and I did slow stitching, I did not do enough practice with drawing. So that's ongoing. I would like to say that that's a tone that goes through this entire journal. More to do, more to do, more to do. But fun stuff. So this is bees, birds, bugs, and butterflies. I did some doodling. That's a ladybug. That one was okay. I didn't care for my butterfly. That needs more work. But it's there. I did it. This is a bee. And I didn't mind that. And on the tag is my bird. I didn't even try and draw a bird. But these go into pockets. Pick a pocket. So 3 pockets. And so you can see the pick a pocket prompt video on day 19. The birds, bees, bugs, and butterflies on day 20. And the last one, quiet space. Yeah. Crafting is my quiet space. And I wanted to just do a little research on different people that sought out quiet. So you have people like Emily Dickinson in her room, on her own, writing. You had Beatrix Potter outside, naturalist. You have Georgia Keefe, same thing. She was mostly outside drawing and painting. Agnes Martin. Now, she was new to me, and that's what I tried to do here, her style of painting, which was abstract artist, making pale grids and quiet horizontal lines. Someone like Julian or Julia, we're not sure, a medieval person, woman, and she did writing. She lived in this little stone room, and she wrote and wrote and wrote, and her writing wasn't even discovered until 300 years later. We're quiet, right? We do our art in quiet spaces, outside, inside, in the kitchen, in our rooms. This is Susanna Wesley. She was a mom she gave birth to 19 children. Not all of them grew to adulthood, but when she wanted to get away from her kids and have quiet time, she'd put her apron over her head. And if her kids saw her with her apron over her head, they knew this was her quiet space. It was her time to pray. Yeah, so researching these ladies, including Tasha Tudor, she's an illustrator, and ironically, or beautifully, I have one of her illustrated books of Robert Louis Stevenson's poems, and I read them to my grandchildren, and they love the pictures. So some I knew, some I didn't. It was interesting researching all about quiet space. And that is my Junk Journal July double accordion book journal. That is huge. So my desk, I'll put a number how long my desk is, and one of these accordions goes the entire length of my desk. I haven't been able to figure out how to film this properly. It's just too big. But I think you understand. When you see the difference between my hand and the book and a Reader's Digest book, yeah, you see the difference. It's very large. I'm not sure I'll make one this large again. It's a little unwieldy, but the space it provided was extraordinary. It was inspiring. one of the prompts we had was blue sky. So again, watercolor. And here is the front. This is a book cover from a book that's probably 1924, 25, 26. And the book cover came to me, was gifted to me. And so then on the back, what I used for a back cover was a mixed media paper pad back. And I think this would be neat to eventually put ribbon through or hang something from it. Not sure. The overarching principle of this month, it kept me focused. It kept me crafting. It increased my creativity, I think. And I feel delight when I hold this book because I did it with you. So I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. I would like to just say for one last time, cheers to all of us, to Junk Journal July, to Sandra and Lindsay. Thank you. And we'll see you in August. Bye for now.